Hey beloved friends, it is us again. We are back after a while of being in. It is the 14th of April, which means we've done 2 months already of our sacred marriage work, and we have 1 month left to go. Pete and I were talking this morning and feeling how the first month was like a feeling of settling in, closing the back doors, making deep inner pledges to tell more and more truth.
Creating the container, as you put it.
Creating the container, yeah. And looking at those oaths and seeing how best we can show up to meet them. And then the second month, which was a little bit quiet, but that's quite normal because usually that's a period of sustaining. So we've made an adjustment. Now we're looking to sustain it. And of course now, beloved friends, we go through into the final ascent, which means this next month we feel inspired to share with you how it could be a time of pouring in the goodness into the holy container that we've made. So we've ironed out the rough edges, we've sustained this new way of living best we can, and now we're going to really come together for the last leg. Not really the last leg, just pretending. For the last leg, and really work together to pour up. To pour up? No, that's not the right words.
Pour in.
Pour in to the sacred chalice, which is your union, inner marriage or sacred marriage. Copious amounts of light, peace, that's my new favourite word at the moment, truth, love, comfort, blessings,
laughter,
and joy. So before we go over to Pete, hold on to your hats, beloved friends, buckle up, because we have one heck of a report to give to you today.
Yeah, I mean, that with the laughter and joy is definitely something I need to bring in, to remember. I actually have to remind myself to bring laughter and joy in. So we've gone through the container's fine. We've gone through a period, which is the middle month of like a consolidation, our new routines. Yeah, there we're finding our new way of orientating separately and together in relationship. It's easy now to become not complacent, but get stuck in certain ways of doing things, and that's a dangerous flag. So what I'd like to invite you to think about doing is finding ways of doing old things in a new way and doing new things. Finding ways of, for example, an obvious one is your lovemaking. It can become very stereotypical, and it's always the bedroom, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but how could it be to run out to the field behind the house at midnight, or something imaginative? It doesn't have to cost anything, and it's to catch the other partner unawares and bring in that kind of buzz of passion again, a little bit out of the box. Same thing as, is there something you could do, like arrange something secretly on some weekend where you go away and do something. Yeah, so even if it's still making love in a bed, it's another bed in another place, perhaps with a beautiful setting where the curtains are open, there's a waterfall, that kind of thing. So even small things like how you cook, who cooks. If it's always one of you, the other one gets in there as well. Or you both cook together, do your part together. We just did that. It's in the oven now and I can smell it, so I better keep this short. Be inventive. And it's this creativity coming from a place of joy and longing for, hearing the laughter and the giggle of the other. Hopefully it's a woman. It makes it all so much more beautiful, so much easier. Laughter and joy. I had to be reminded by Naya to kind of remember that golden love, golden joy, not just out when it's like this in the sunshine, but also at 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep. It's like, oh yeah, this too is here for my good, and I can source important information from this midnight golden love.
So, beloved friends, as some of you may know, I've just come back from South Africa, where I was there with Andrew Harvey and Linda Tucker, the lady who created the White Lion Sanctuary. And we were very much constantly working with the elements of alchemy, which is great because I love things like that. And what he said to us, and which we'll pass on, is look at the ways that you can alchemize your development. So, for instance, if you're a dynamic, passionate, heated, what's the word beginning with E? Extrovert person, like myself, mostly, not all the time, you ask him, he knows I'm a total introvert as well. So for someone like me, I'm running a lot on dynamic, outpouring, gregarious energy. The very best thing I can do for my own development is to look more in the opposite direction. Stillness, emptiness, doing nothing, simply being, calming down, going more into the transcendent, the void. And Pete, if I may speak on his behalf,
Sure, absolutely.
He can be a little bit of the opposite. So, he is very still and empty and present.
Empty?
And
vacant.
Maybe not empty. But he's a little bit more of the cooler nature. And, if Andrew was here, he might be saying something like, become more dynamic, more inflamed, more passionate, more embodied. And so we've been talking a lot about that, heading in the opposite direction, which is wonderful. These mornings after yoga, myself and Pete are getting together and doing Reiki. I'm doing Reiki on his head. He sometimes has a lot of excessive thought activity, and so I place my hands over his head for a good 45 minutes, which is great for me because suddenly I'm very, very still, focusing only on one thing: holiness, pouring holiness into this beloved, dearest best friend of mine. So win-win-win-win-win situation, not just win-win situation. So this is what we're looking for, beloved couples. How can you really alchemize what you inherently are with what you need to become? And the relationship quantifies because you're both bringing in new things. So, this thing with the Reiki, this is great for me. I calm down and become empty. Pete also moves in a new direction. He wasn't so comfortable with receiving, very good at giving.
Typical pleaser.
So now he's thrust in the new direction. I'm in the new direction. We're both secretly loving it. It's day 2 and already I can feel how his body and myself is just like, ducks to water. This is what we really secretly wanted all along. And we were talking just a moment ago about sexual activity. I'll go over back to Pete in a minute. Let's look at our usual sexual self. And why don't we move in the opposite direction? Character like me, quite outwardly sexual, doing all sorts of tricks, have done all sorts of tricks in the bedroom. Very dynamic, little bit of a theatre, a little bit of performing, putting the old undies on, strutting around, that sort of thing. Maybe it would be interesting for this character to internalize the sexual activity for a certain period of time, just to make sure that I've also developed that part of my nature. And so in response to that, I've got this book, can't even pronounce the right word, but it's about internal vaginal exercises to develop very minute little vaginal tweaks and twists and turns for a very, very subtle and refined sexual experience, which this is going to be such good medicine. So yeah, you say so.
Yeah, I'm just thinking a lot about, of all the couples that are in this 3 month. If we've got a woman in the couple that's very much lived and is living a masculine lifestyle, and that's quite a lot of the ladies that I know in this 3 month ceremony are in that. It's nothing wrong. It's just the result of the whole background of characteristics from their childhood and the way they've been brought up, society expectations, whatever. So of course the invitation is for her to deliberately source the classically feminine characteristics. And the same thing with a guy. A lot of us guys in this, perhaps by the nature of us actually taking on something like this, we actually have a quite well, maybe overdeveloped feminine. So for us, what's needed is for us to look at the classically masculine characteristics and pick one per day, for example, and from the morning meditation just keep reminding yourself of that all day, and one characteristic at a time, and become more the masculine, become more the man she needs to be able to relax back into her own genuine feminine that she's longing for. Most women on the planet are.
Absolutely. And just to come full circle with this little snippet, again, just passing on this energy of Andrew and Linda. Their overall message is we simply might not have as much time as we bargained on. And I just want to put a little flavour of that into the video. I've definitely come back with this feeling within my own nature and within my role in the relationship with Pete. It's like I'm really telling myself now, not in an authoritative or school teacher type way, but as a queen I'm saying, beloved, you don't have time for this anymore. And what do I mean by that? I mean, the patterns, the dramas, the little girl antics, little female manipulations here and there, trying to get Pete to do this without directly asking. That's in another video snippet, by the way. Yeah, not sure we have much time left, beloved friends, for just, ringing out the same old. I'm really asking us all to really aspire and reach for and actually grab hold of the next steps, the next level.
Definitely the subject of a future video.
Yes.
Every one of us has got some form of wounding, and it probably happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. And whilst it's brought us to this point and it's been a valid focus for our internal work, we are not our woundings. And this time running out, we don't have the luxury of waiting another life cycle, or another generation, to finally leave those woundings out. We can right now decide to leave our woundings behind, right now. But that's another video, I feel.
And I just want to say, again, overall message last week at the most digestible level is us humans have to live alongside and within nature, the natural world. We simply have to. I believe completely that sacred union or holy relationship or refined relationship or conscious relationship has the ability to seriously iron out our edges and really actually make us very beautiful, very decent and very pure beings. Not because we've shut down our animal nature, because that's not going to work. How are we going to fit in with nature if we've shut down our animal nature? Not because we've shut it down, we've released it and then we've brought it into alignment with our beautiful, beautiful soul. We have to do this, people. This again, this isn't just about a relationship or better sexuality. This work is and can affect every single part of human lifestyle and our place in the natural world. So, buckle up.
Sleeves rolled up.
Sleeves
Hey, just
up.
want to remind you of there's a transmission coming on, which, although it would seem like it's for the women, it's great for the guys to hear as well, about Lilith and Eve, and again, whichever sexual role a woman is in, moving towards the other and incorporating and accepting her fully with love.
And also, beloved men, look at your own relationship with Lilith and Eve. Do you want to marry Eve, but secretly long for a liaison with Lilith? Or are you hanging out with Lilith because, to get together with Eve could be way too vulnerable? Look at it for yourself. And you, men, will also have to open up your minds so that you can look at a woman and allow both to be present. Not even allow, but joyfully accept and celebrate.
Encourage even.
Yeah. So many more videos in the making. So, beloved friends, we're back. We're going to be offering more again. It's good to see you, even though I can't see you. But I can feel you.
Yeah.
Can't we? Yeah.
Remember, happiness and joy, lots of laughter.
Yeah, and more videos from you guys, please. I actually want to see with my eyes how you're changing. I see a lot through the old audio.
Yeah. A bit less of the old clip and paste other people's videos that it might sound professional and great, but they're not you.
Yeah.
We all get far more out of each other than some professional speaker.
Yes. All hail the Council of Elders.
You.
See you.